at the moment. They're all together very nearly. But Mick Chick looks as though he is going to gather another 400 points coming up now to the top boy. And oh, he makes a mistake, he comes out wide. His boat yawed a little bit there and he came out very wide. Now that's given number 65, Malcolm Williams, the second place man, the local lad from Cardigan, the Cardigan bricklayer, a very good chance to get himself up there. So Malcolm Williams, number 65, second place. Third position, number 69, Derek Scarborough, the old fox from Windsor. Fourth place, we have number 97, Adrian Morse. 8 laps completed. And fifth position, we have the current reigning champion, Jonathan Jones, who's very unhappy with his propeller choice this morning, very restricted. The propellers he used in the championship last year have been returned to their owner and certainly having to struggle. 47, Mick Chick. Can he be caught? He corners the top boy much better this time. These boats weigh about 250 pounds with the hull and another 200 pounds in weight with the engine. And of course it does help to have a light driver. Malcolm Williams, number 65, is in second place and in danger of running out of room. There was number 70, almost ran into the quay. O.E. Morse, the 20-year-old apprentice bricklayer, also from Cardigan, running in national events for the first year. Race order, Mick Chick, number 47 first, second, number 65, Malcolm Williams. 50 has definite problems at the moment. He was third in the first heat, that's Andrew Elliott. And he is now dropping back to sixth position. The race leader, Mick Chick, coming up onto a back marker on the top boy there. How will he cope with this? He comes in very tight. Mick Chick there is right up there and going past one of the back markers. He's in dirty water at the moment with relatively clean water. Second position man, number 65, Malcolm Williams. And it certainly looks as though Mick Chick is being held off almost by that back marker there, but now he gets away into clean water, heading towards the bottom boys. 10 laps completed for the race leader, number 47, Mick Chick. A Bristol Hull Yamaha engine. He's in fact run with the Johnson Jets MT, leads the NE Championship and is leading the Gateway Welsh Monohull Championship here on the Tybee at Cardigan with 10 laps and a half completed. Well, the gap, quite considerable. Can Mick Chick be headed? That is the question, and the man that is posing it is number 65, rounding the top boy at the moment and overtaking another competitor there. Very shortly, he's in very dirty water. Malcolm Williams, number 65, his boat almost disappearing in the spray as he heads away from us there. The 29-year-old bricklayer, number 65 in second place. 69 in third place. 50 still having tremendous problems, but 69 there. Derek Scarborough, the old fox, still in third place. 97 in fourth position, that's Adrian Morse, the 21-year-old proprietor of a local sports company. 70 is O.E. Morse, the young apprentice bricklayer who always comes out wide on the top boy. Race leader 40, and race leader almost halted as he came round the buoy. The race leader, Mick Chick, as if he lost his footing on his accelerator down there in the same position as on a car. He almost halted as he came out from round the buoy, starting his 12th lap. So the race leader, Mick Chick, on lap number 12. 65, Malcolm Williams. Has he now got a chance with 3 more laps to go to catch up with Mick Chick, number 47? 69 is also through. That's Derek Scarborough, the old fox from Windsor. Never does anything major, but always a midfield runner. He's doing well here at the moment on the Tybee in third spot. 97, Adrian Morse in a locally built Concorde with the Yamaha 60 horsepower engine. Going through the back markers, carving his way through. Mick Chick makes it look so easy, as a really professional man always does. Mick Chick, number 47. Beautiful picture there of a man working away, riding the dirty water, heading down the 7/8 of a mile course, superbly set out here by the Tybee Boat Club, and crosses dirty water, leaps up in the air turns in to try and get round those boys in clean water, and he does, undertakes that back marker there. Beautiful driving by Mick Chick, number 47, Mick Chick. The dead boat just been overtaken. People going on either side, in fact, but splendid driving. 65 Malcolm Williams. Looks as though his challenge is going to take some real difficult job to beat this man, Mick Chick, number 47, who with 14 laps completed now starts on his last lap. Mick Chick, number 47, 400 points already under his belt in the NE up to 750cc class. 65 going through there. The second place man, that's Malcolm Williams. Must be very pleased with this because he's already had 1 second from the first heat and a total of 360 points. Mick Chick rounding the bottom buoy, the rescue boats busily attending to somebody in trouble. These lads do tremendous work. Without them, the sport of powerboating just could not happen. But Mick Chick is making it all happen. That boat lifting right out of the water, just the propeller and the rudder actually in the water. He comes up to the top buoy for the last time, and Mick Chick is going to add another 400 points to his total, making 800 so far this afternoon here on the River Tybee. Mick Chick wins, number 47, 400 points in the second heat, 400 from the first, a total of 800. Second, number 65 going through to finish, making another 360 points to his total, a total of 720. And the third position boat is number 69, Derek Scarborough. There we are, the Old Fox from Windsor finishes third with, in fact, 320 points. The winner, Mick Chick, a second, 400 points, making a total of 800.
And we'll be back at Abergavenny, that is Cardigan, and the Monohull Championships before very long. Worcestershire batting here in this John Player League match at Abergavenny against Glamorgan. And so for an update to tell us what's happened since you were last with us, let's join commentator Wilfred Wooler.
Just in time for a glorious 6 by Ted Hemsley, who picked it up with short back lift and put it over the little stream at the far end of the ground. A couple have gone over the top into the, looks like a new building estate just behind the ground. 6 taking the total to 131 for 5. Ontong eager to get back in, and then the winner in the closing laps here at Abergavenny, but a great deal more placidly quiet than way up on the Tybee. Just 7 overs, 6 overs to go.
It's okay now.
Well, that was known in the trade by P. West as comprehensively bowled. He's having a go, as is inevitable in this last 6 overs. Ontong picks up his second wicket, and having been hit over the side screens for 6, we'll see how Hemsley's really belting. So that's 6 wickets down, 133 the total. And Ted Hemsley gets 43, and a very well played 43 indeed. It's been a most valuable innings for his side.
Could we have as many members?
And while the new batsman's heading for here, there are, of course, other matches being played in the John Players League. So let's join David Parry-Jones and find out what's happening across the country.
Well, not everybody, Wilfred, is enjoying as good weather as we are. At Old Trafford, Lancashire against Derby. Derby are batting. They're 93 for 4 wickets after 29 overs. Somerset against Essex at Taunton. Play began at 3 o'clock. That's an hour later than here. It's been reduced to a 30-over match. Essex are 15 for 1 wicket after 9 overs. At Lords and Hove, respectively, Middlesex against Hampshire and Sussex against Surrey, there are to be inspections. At Lords, 4 o'clock, 10 minutes time, and Hove, 4:30. And sadly, 3 matches have been abandoned. Gloucestershire against Leicestershire at Morton in the Marsh, Northampton against Nottinghamshire at Northampton. runs there. And the third match abandoned, Warwickshire against Yorkshire at Edgbaston. Wilfred.
Well done, Abergavenny. Here we're playing in beautiful sun, the ground in magnificent nick. A tremendous credit to this little Gwent town, which is beautifully situated. Moseley bowling. And the last 6 overs, the total 134. And certainly Worcester are hoping to get round the 170 mark. But it's not going to be so easy against Moseley. He's bowls pretty quickly off this short run. This slingy arm action. Really is a glorious day here, quite unexpected. I left the Cardiff area and it was cold and blowy and rainy, pools in the road. Come to sunny Abergavenny. Neatly tucked away. Jarvin. Incidentally, one of the best fishing rivers in Wales runs through here. The best all-purpose river for lush brown trout, and salmon come up it as well. Rather different from the Tywey, which is essentially a salmon and sea trout river. It's a pretty good sporting centre. Away to the right, Colonel Harry Llewellyn, of course, was at his house and farm, and Fox Hunter was trained there. And buried somewhere on this hill, I believe, the great horse. Beautiful corner. Meantime, Jackie Birkinshaw, late of Leicester, is prodding away with his left-handed style. 5 overs to go. 135 on the board. And the wind set where it is in the southeast. It will stay dry for the rest of the evening. Little Bald has done noble work here today. Get pace. First wicket to go. The great Turner, who's in tremendous form, pulling one back onto his wickets. Nash, 19. Oh, very neatly played. More nudges one, then Ormerod was the next to go, never comfortable. LBW to Moseley. Yunus Ahmed struck a 6 and batted very well and was having a go at Lloyd. Stumped by Jones the keep. Neil was nudging it along and having a go at Ontong. He fell for 15. Off the pads. And the last wicket to go. Humphreys, who'd hit a very fine straight 6 off Ontong, was trying to hit Nash straight back and was well caught just below us by Moseley, over his head. Quite carried the boundary. 4 more overs after this to go. The tail end was obviously going to strike, and he struck that well. He's past Moseley for 4. Inchmore there. Inchmore, Pridgeon, Gifford. All can strike a few. They're rural batsmen, but not unuseful players to have with only a few overs to go, because they're more likely to hit well across the line. Yes, indeed. It's hardly an academic shot, but as long as it connects. 141 Worcester. Dug that one out for 1. Wicket, slow pace, been taking a little bit of spin, but not dissimilar in many ways to the Swansea wicket in pace. And little George Clements, who prepared the wicket for Glamorgan yesterday, in which they beat Leicestershire, Essex is in the pavilion. the end of the over with 4 overs to go, 143 runs on the board, and a bit of fun in the next few balls, I think, Ron.
Yes, Wilf, if our estimate of around 170 is a reasonable estimate, then in the next 4 overs they've got to throw the bat at it just a little. And the crowd building up here very nicely indeed. It's off the pad. Ezra Mosley's 7th over, starting this one on 1 for 17. Got the wicket of Alan Ormerod. Well fielded by John Hopkins, but Birkinshaw's intentions now obvious. Lovely off drive. 41 years old now, Jackie Birkinshaw. Played 5 test matches between 1972 and 74. Vastly experienced cricketer. That's through. A marvellous attempt by John Hopkins, who did so very well to get to it. But then, as he flipped it up, so it rolled back over the boundary. So 4 more to Birkinshaw. He moves on to 12, and the total on to 147. Six wickets down. Rodney Ontong, and some indication of the pace of the wicket. Ezra Mosley certainly put a little more into that one, a little shorter as well, but Birkinshaw had time to go onto the back foot and play it fairly comfortably out on the offside. So not a lot of life in the wicket. Ontong again. He's fielded well and also taken a couple of valuable wickets. So the last ball of Ezra Mosley's 7th over coming up. Missing leg stump. So then, the end of the 37th over. And there's the situation, 147 the total. Worcester having been put into bat by Glamorgan as play started promptly, much to everyone's surprise at 2 o'clock. Not out batsman John Inchmore, who is about to face. He's on 7 with Birkinshaw on 12. And it's Ontong to bowl to Inchmore. Arthur Francis at deep mid wicket doing the fielding. 1 more to Inchmore. And an adjustment in the field for the left-hander. Norman Featherstone moving out to deep mid-wicket. Well bowled. Ontong realising then that Birkinshaw was giving himself a little bit of room and fired it in at the pads. Birkinshaw forced to play it down defensively. Good bowling. It might have been a chance. Certainly the ball hit back hard at Ontong. The reaction certainly wasn't all that indicative of a chance, but he certainly didn't hold on to it. Arthur Francis. Fine fielder, Arthur Francis. Quick, good hands, And a fine stop there. Bill Ali thinking about it and then signalling the wide. So the total on to 149. And that too, a wide, which brings up the 150 in this, the 38th over. So Ontong straying down the leg side a little. Alan Jones, the fielding. Alan Jones, who will be 43 next birthday. And now it's Inchmore to face. Francis again, fielding in front of the scoreboard there, and a lovely throw, and that's close. But Inchmore in, but a lovely throw from Arthur Francis. And there's the situation, 153. Jack Birkinshaw, 12, and what a lovely sight. And with so little play going on around the country, how lucky we are here at Abergavenny. Delightful setting. Ezra Mosley to bowl his last over. And runs for Jackie Birkinshaw. Stephen Barwick giving chase. 2 runs to Birkinshaw. Barwick, who completed his 8 overs for 23 runs, his first John Player League match. 8 for 23, 8 overs for 23 runs, no wickets. Very commendable bowling performance indeed. Arthur Francis. Glamorgan fielded very well, not very much gone astray, and the bowling too has been pretty tight. Just short of Arthur Francis, bat and pad. Mosley certainly a pretty awkward proposition. This could be a very interesting season for Ezra Mosley, having got 1 season under his belt and a very promising first season. And certainly surprised a lot of batsmen last season with his pace. That's another wide. Ivan Jones getting a glove to it. So it's big John Inchmore to take strike. Leg by. And not good cricket there by Ezra Mosley, certainly following through, but the run was a comfortable one, and really he's given them a second run. Not thinking, a little bit over anxious. So 2 balls left of this 39th over. John Hopkins in quickly. John Hopkins certainly looked very sharp in the field this afternoon and benefiting, I think, for a hard winter's work, a lot of rugby training, rugby playing, and looks all the better for it. Featherstone playing football. The end of the 39th over. So 1 over left.
Has removed his figures, 8 overs, 1 maiden, 1 wicket for 24.
159 the total, with 1 over remaining, 6 wickets down. Jackie Birkinshaw, number 8, John Inchmore, number 10. And it will be Inchmore to face Rodney Ontong, the last over of the innings.
Here he comes.
Lovely day here now at Abergavenny as Ontong starts the last over of the innings. Off the outside edge, John Hopkins again in the action. Field changing over for the left-hander. Javid. .161 the score, 4 balls remaining. And John Inchmore to face Rodney Ontong. So our estimate of a total of around 170 seems to be pretty accurate, and it'll make for an interesting chase for Glamorgan on this wicket. It's wide again. So Ontong straying a little in terms of line at the moment. Very conscious of the fact, of course, that with this last over now to be bowled, that he's got to try to keep things tight. He knows too that Inchmore is likely to swing at almost anything. It's well bowled though, keeping it right up in the block hole. Ontong now, of course, registered as a home-based player, which has brought him a lot of satisfaction. Couple there as Arthur Francis does the fielding. So 164 now the total. Last over. Inchmore moves on to 14. Birkinshaw, the non-striker, on 16. That's a big hit, and 6 over the top, the longest part of this ground, so it's a big hit by John Inchmore, but a nice friendly full toss from Rodney Ontong. So Inchmore on to 20 and the total on to 170. And Jackie Birkinshaw run out off the last ball of the innings. So Birkinshaw out for 16. And the total at the end, 140, and we'll take a look at this last dismissal. Inchmore swinging, missing, head in the air, ball through to Ivan Jones. Birkinshaw calling Inchmore for the single, and a nice little underarm roll by Ivan Jones, and that's the end of the innings. So then 170, which is precisely, Wilfred Wooler, the total that we suggested.
Exactly. We just happened to mention 170 when we readjusted. And it's been a most interesting afternoon, and full marks to the Abergavenny club. It's 147 years old, so it's been at it a long time, and it's certainly provided the facilities for a first-class afternoon's cricket. Put into bat, the Worcester side started well. Turner's in tremendous form, and he was going like a bomb. Played 3 or 4 magnificent shots, and then going for a flat drive, well wide of the wicket off Nash. He dragged it back from 4 feet, I would say, and it was out for 19. That was a very valuable wicket indeed. Ormerod never quite looking happy, and eventually Mosley was bowling pretty quick off his short run. Got in through the gap, and it was a good LBW. 2 useful wickets there for Glamorgan, but Yunus Ahmed was always a lively little player, moved from Surrey, suddenly got going with Neil, who was propping up the end rather, and Yunus moved fairly quickly into his total, and was after another big hit. He hit one over the top of the boundary for 6 off Lloyd, who kept his head, kept the ball well up. The ball spun past the edge of the bat, and it was a very comfortable stumping for Ivan Jones. Jones the keep, who has been on excellent form again this season. Neil gets his 15, but the main centre of the innings was carried by Ted Hemsley. It was a fine knock altogether. His 43, he steered the innings, he picked up the ball when it was necessary, hit a couple of one good 6. Humphreys gave him some support, and then finally Inchmore cracked 20, and that was an unexpected bonus 20, and so the total finished 170, which we calculated would be a fair score on this wicket. 170-4-7 it should be. And looking down this glorious mountain, looks down over this ground. It really is one of the most delightful corners of Wales. And the houses looking down, and Ron, I suppose, on the whole, the Glamorgan attack and did a pretty good job of work.
I'm sure they'd be more than happy with that, Wilf. 2 wickets for Malcolm Nash for 31. Ezra Mosley, who, as you say, bowled pretty sharply on a wicket which really didn't have a lot of pace in it. Barry Lloyd, I thought, was very impressive. 1 for 19, and that includes 1 pretty indifferent over. Stephen Barwick, the newcomer, he too will be pretty happy with that. 0 for 23 off 8. And Rodney Ontong, the most expensive of the bowlers, but of course bowling at the end when there was a little bit of stick flying around, but picking up 2 wickets.
To keep off the cricket square, please. Could we ask all people to please move back off the cricket square?
Our commentators, Ron Jones and Wilfred Wooler, will be back with them after the tea interval here at Abergavenny, when it seems to be that exciting run chase awaits Glamorgan in the second part of this John Player match. Well, now power boating again, and you'll remember, if you've been with us all through the afternoon, that at Cardigan we have already reached the final of the up to 750cc class of the Welsh Monohull Championships. So we go upper class now to the 850cc, and that event is just 1 race away from the final. Heat 2, Richard Davis is our commentator. We join it halfway through.
After play commence
In this 15-lap race, Ron Whitney hasn't put a single foot wrong. The second and third position boats behind him, Colin Rundle, number 99, and 16, Neil Hall, are just edging up that little bit, trying very, very hard indeed. And it's the leader, Ron Whitney. There's the second position man just coming along behind him, and we can see that number 99, Colin Rundle, I think is beginning to wear down this lead of Ron Whitney. Ron Whitney there, and Rundle is he closing up on it? There he is. It's a fair gap, but it certainly looks as though Rundle is closing as number 1. Whitney goes through. 8 laps completed. Number 99, Colin Rundle, also completes 8 laps. And the third position boat, number 16, Neil Hall. These 3 making a real race of it. Ron Whitney, a tremendous character, and he certainly is tipped to win by many people, and the way he's gone here this afternoon, I think he's going to take some real heading. Ron Whitney in the NF, you can see the classification of the boat on the side there. N for National, F for 850cc's maximum, bounces as he rounds the buoy. Number 1, Ron Whitney rounding the top buoy. Number 99, Colin Rundle, comes round just after him, chasing away as hard as could be. Neil Hall turns in a little tight as he went past us just then, and it looks as though Neil Hall is going to have quite a job to catch up with 99 Colin Rundle, who is in second place. All of the other positions remaining in the same slot, but Ron Whitney looks to be heading up a pontoon to finishing flag leadership position. Coming up the course, the tidal Tybee, just a mile or so downstream from the market town of Cardigan in the county of Dyfed. And the Tybee Boat Club put on a tremendous event here this afternoon. We've seen some top-class racing. Ron Whitney, number 1, the Bluefin Hull, the Johnson 75 Stinger engine on the boy. Second place man taking a back marker, number 18, in fact, Jeff Thomas being overtaken. He's a local fabrication builder. But number 99, Colin Rundle, going down towards the bottom buoy. Ron Whitney making very good work of this. 10 laps completed, 10 and a half in fact now for Ron Whitney. Again, this very familiar style of going out to find calmer water every time. He seems to be able to read the water conditions here on the Tybee. Considering that his first season in national championship racing was in 1980 and he won the title, that just shows the ability of this man, number 1, Ron Whitney. A man at work, 99, Colin Rundle. 16, we look to have missed. Number 16, the third place man, has gone missing and in fact is in trouble on the bottom end of the course. So drama here with the 16, the third position man, in fact missing. So this moves number 5, Stuart Williams, up to the third place. Stuart Williams from Warrington in Cheshire, moving up now to third place. The number 16, Neil Hall, the yellow flag there protecting Neil Hall, the man that was third. There he is in the water, the rescue boat already out with him. Tremendous work that these chaps do. The boat's going round and making quite sure that they miss him. So the leader there, still number 1, Ron Whitney, as Ian Hall sits in the water and sadly watches the race go by, having finished second in first heat. Ron Whitney, though, number 1, let's hope he doesn't make any mistakes like this. He's now completed 12 of the 15 laps. Number 99 in second place, that's Rundle. Comes all the way from Paynton in Devon, drives a Bristol Hull with a Mercury 65 XS engine. He's had a lot of mechanical problems, missed many of the national meetings. In fact, it's his first national event of 1981, and I'm sure that Colin Rundle's going to be very pleased with his second place at the moment. He finished third in the first heat and has got 320 points. The man that we're looking at now, number 1, Ron Whitney, has 400 points already amassed in this Gateway Welsh Monohull National Championship. Whitney rounds the top buoy, leaves a little wide, and there is definitely Rundle. Number 99 is closing. There is about 75 yards between them. Whitney, number 1, has got 99, Rundle very, very close behind him. And it looks as though, has Whitney been caught napping a little bit, or has indeed Rundle got the message of the water here at Cardigan? Is he reading the water better? He has certainly closed right up. Rundle from Paynton in Devon, the long-distance traveller, tows this boat on the trailer all over the country. And here he is on the Tybee in Cardigan. Number 5 now in third place, of course, Stuart Williams from Warrington. But 99, Colin Rundle, certainly closing up, dramatically so. Top buoy, there's the leader, Ron Whitney. There's the second place man, Rundle. They are closing up there. That must be one of the fastest fish fingers you'll ever see. Dramatically fast, averaging over 60 miles an hour. They're on their last lap. 14 of the 15 laps now completed. Colin Rundle, 99 in second spot, who's done 4 years in the NE. That's the national E-class up to 750 cc's. Went into NF in 1980, and here he is now with a second spot coming up. Looks like taking 360 points. And indeed, if he can get past number 1, Ron Whitney, he will go into the lead and take 400 points, of course. He's very, very close indeed. Motoring on very well, but it looks as though Whitney coming up in amongst back markers towards the top buoy, turns in tight, just misses the buoy, and there we are. Ron Whitney, number 1, passes the checkered buoy for 400 points. Second is number 99, Rundle, who will get 360 points. And the third position boat moving up towards the top buoy at the moment will be, in fact, number 5, Williams. who will gain himself a total of 320 points. So the man with tremendous form, Ron Whitney, number 1, finishes with 400 points first overall. Second, number 99, Randall, who gets 360 points from this heat. And third, there's a sad sight, a very sad sight indeed, as we look at Faulkner, number 2, who finishes third with 320 points. Ian Hall in the water, the man that was really challenging for that lead when unfortunately he tipped it over. And the winner, Ron Whitney, who looks as though he is going to take home the Gateway Monohull Championship for up to 850cc boats with just one more race to go, the final.
Well, really, the events and the pictures could scarcely be more dramatic, could they? Really, the events and the pictures could scarcely be more dramatic, could they, from Cardigan? And it has to be said that this John Players Sunday League match between Glamorgan and Worcestershire here at Abergavenny is equally dramatically poised at the tea interval. So to update those of you who weren't with us a little earlier during the afternoon, Glamorgan grabbed a whole hatful of wickets. They didn't get quite through the Worcestershire batsmen, but Ron Jones can tell us how those wickets which did fall actually were taken.
Well, there's the up-to-date scorecard, 174-6. 40 overs. And let's have a look at how the wickets fell. This is the first one, Glenn Turner, who looked in magnificent form. He'd made 19 when Malcolm Nash bowled this rather wide delivery to him and an inside edge, and back onto his leg stump it goes, and that was the end of Glenn Turner. The score then at 20. So a good start for Glamorgan after Glenn Turner had looked in ominously good form. Glenn Turner, who'd made his 90th first-class century earlier in the week. So always a good wicket to get, and it was the Glamorgan skipper who got the Worcester skipper for 19. The score then, as I say, was 20 when the first wicket fell, and at that stage Alan Ormrod was the other batsman, and he was going along very quietly, didn't get too much of the bowling at that stage. It was Malcolm Nash bowling mainly to Glenn Turner, and the next wicket then to go, Ezra Mosley, the bowler. And it's Alan Ormrod, who had been in all sorts of problems, really. And he'd gone across too far. Ball perhaps kept a little low. He certainly played across, and his leg stump knocked over. So that was Alan Ormrod out for 4. And so that was the second Worcester wicket to fall. Next man to go was Eunice. Barry Lloyd, who'd bowled very well and flighted, nice little off-spinner. Eunice came down the track, having already driven him previously, missed the off-break, and there was Ivan Jones. A comfortable stumping. So the third wicket down, that of Eunice Ahmed, stumped Ivan Jones, bowled Barry Lloyd for 16. So Turner, Ormrod and Eunice out at that stage. And then Worcester obviously realising at that stage that they needed to push things along a little bit, and the next man to go was Philip Neal, who'd really potted about. He'd spent 10 overs over 1 run and started to push things along when Rodney Ontong bowled to him, and Neal trying a rather ambitious shot to a ball which was perhaps a little too far up for that sort of shot, and he was LBW. So Phil Neal, LBW, Ontong 15, and that was the 4th Worcester wicket to fall. So Glamorgan, I'm sure at that stage, were pretty pleased. And further success coming when the next wicket was that of David Humphreys, who looked very dangerous. Humphreys, the wicketkeeper, and Malcolm Nash coming on for his second spell. And Humphreys getting hold of it, but a good catch by Ezra Mosley coming in on the long on boundary and holding it well high above his head. So a good catch for Ezra Mosley. And that was the end of David Humphreys, out for 16. And so, delightful afternoon, and the crowd growing as we watched the Worcester batsmen struggling to come to terms with things, and Ontong again, who'd bowled so well yesterday down at Swansea, got the next wicket, Ted Hemsley, trying to hoist it away and head up, and over went his leg stump. And there we see the wicket, the patches of sawdust. But really the ground staff did a remarkable job here, because when we arrived this morning, things really looked pretty difficult, and they've done so very well to get the game started. And we started on time at 2 o'clock, and some spectators now certainly interested in the wicket. So the next wicket to fall, in fact the last wicket of the innings, the 7th, and Ontong again doing the bowling, the last ball of the innings, and John Inchmore swinging away. An agricultural shot, to say the least. Birkinshaw calling him for the run, and Ivan Jones hitting the leg stump, little underarm toss, and that was it. So 7 wickets, 169 for 7 off 40 overs. So setting Glamorgan the target of 170 to win this Don Player League match. So Wilfred, a word perhaps on Glamorgan's bowling.
Well, on the whole, it was pretty tight, and particularly the young Steve Barwick, Britain Ferry boy, who's just come into the side. Nice high action.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Off 23, Ontong was a bit wayward, particularly in the last couple of overs. On the whole, I think it's a pretty useful effort to bowl Worcester out for 169, and with the Glamorgan batting is pretty powerful. And if they produce the form Jarvid, Meander and Featherstone of yesterday, should be within their compass. But the prospects are here for a really excellent game of cricket.
Yes, it really is turning out to be a splendid afternoon of summer sport on BBC Two Wales. That's the situation then for this John Player League cricket match. And just to talk cricket for a few minutes, I'm lucky enough to have been joined here at one of our camera positions by Glamorgan's team manager, Tom Cartwright, who often also happens to be the Wales cricket coach, the cricket coach for Wales. Tom, before we talk generally about the start Glamorgan have made to the season, the point must be made that this is the cricket ground where the current captain, Malcolm Nash, began his career.
That's absolutely right, and quite frankly, having been on this ground a few times, and I'm always staggered by the beauty when I come back, and I don't know any ground anywhere in the world that has as much natural beauty or more natural beauty than this ground.
Gwent's a lovely county, I think, and of course, although you weren't in South Wales in those days, it's produced some fine cricketers. I was talking to Phil Clift, the secretary, earlier on. Phil himself is a Gwent man, a Monmouthshire man. So was Arthur Porter, who used to play for Newport. And there was an all-rounder, wasn't there, Alan Watkins, yes, who was capped for England as well. Fine player, remember him?
Oh yes, I played against Alan quite a few times, and certainly as a boy he was one of my idols. You know, he batted and bowled and a medium pace, and I always found it interesting playing with him.
Let's come right up to date then and talk about the starts Glamorgan have made to the summer. Sort of good news, bad news start, and you seem to have got yourselves into all kinds of knots over the question of the track, the table, the square at Sophia Gardens.
Yes, I think most people who have seen the reports will realise that there's been some excavation there and returfing, and unfortunately this does tend to form a little bit of a sump. And with the rain before the game against Gloucestershire, a lot of water ran into that area, and it became a bog.
Many people were unclear exactly on what grounds the umpires declared that there would be that the match would have to be abandoned.
Well, it was purely because of this area. It's quite a large area actually. It's not just one pitch on the square. There's 2 or 3 pitch widths there, and it really was a bog, and they tried covering it with our non-turf batting surfaces. We had planks underneath, all sorts of things, and still the thing gave, and it was really unplayable in their opinion, and we have to rely on their opinion.
Was it hazardous to players' ankles, or was it simply that the ball would have got soaking wet and difficult for the fielders and the bowlers to use?
Oh no, the ball wouldn't have got that wet. It would have been very difficult for people running about on it, and I'm not suggesting that they took it into consideration, but an awful lot of work that had been done would have been put back, because the whole thing would have been torn to shreds.
See the players coming back out onto the field, but before we lose you, I must ask you to comment on that very good day yesterday at Swansea.
Yes, a marvellous day. It's one of the better days I've had down here, I think, and certainly the effort with the bat was tremendous, because Essex bowled marvellously. They fielded, as they always do, second to none, and it was a tremendous effort on our part to get to 200 runs, and then to gain the initiative as we did early on in the game, and held it right through, and the boys did a marvellous job all through the day, and I thought it was a very professional performance.
A final quick comment from you, Tom Cartwright. Is this total of Worcestershire's within Glamorgan's reach?
I would hope so, yes. I don't think they would be totally happy with that score. There is a little damp in the wicket, but providing two players get in and play, then that should be well within our reach.
And certainly, whatever happens, it promises to be an exciting second half of the game.
Good. Well, let's hope so, and let's hope we come out on top.
Very nice of you to join us. We'll see more of you during the summer. Let's rejoin now our commentators, Ron Jones, and first of all, I think, Wilfred Wooler.
And the established Glamorgan batsman, the veteran Alan Jones, who's collected 1,000 runs ever since '61.
Thank you very much.
Peter Pan of cricket, another Emrys Davis left-hander, and John Hopkins as well established with him. As good a opening pair of batsmen as there are in the county game. And there was some confusion over the total of 170. It was, in point of fact, on a recheck, 169. So 170 is the total required, the target by Glamorgan. I think... And the confusion over the score of 169 has now been reconfused, because they've now had a cross-check. And it's 170 as we originally stated, so 171 is required. Having clarified that, agrees with our scorer here, Bill Edwards. And it's been announced again, so there's no doubt about it. The scoreboard was correct, I'm delighted to say, and it's been unimpeachably correct today, which is slightly different from the one at Swansea yesterday, it must be noted. Inchmore starts the attack, single off the pads. The target just over 4 and over, and well within the Glamorgan compass, provided they get established and the attacking batsmen Jarvid Meandan and particularly Featherstone, as they did yesterday, establish some ascendancy over the bowling. There's nothing terrifying in the Worcester attack. It does contain a couple of very good spinners, though, particularly in Gifford, who bowls his slow left arms rather flat, pushes it through, not easy to score against. Jackie Birkinshaw's a floating off spinner. Pigeon, Coombs and the other supporting pace bowlers. So the wicket is slow paced, just doing a little bit, so it 170 is a useful total. It's going to be a tight game. Tactics of the game, quite clearly, with the new ball particularly, Worcester will bowl tight, try to get Glamorgan behind the clock. Regrettably, in this limited over cricket, it's almost more important to keep the run rate down than it is to get wickets, but if you can get wickets, it does put pressure on. Inchmore completes the first over, and Glenn Turner comes up to the wicket, have a chat with his incoming bowler, Pridgeon.
From the Avenue Road end, Paul Pridgeon will be the bowler.
They have no great force in their attack in terms of speed. There's none of the Tomo and Wayne Daniel about the Worcester attack. It's not greatly dissimilar to Glamorgan in its pace. And the Bob Willis hairstyle. The Afro Worcester Warwick hairstyle. The left-hander Jones. Our ball's swinging very nicely in the air. Again, the traditional field, they set with the 3 on the offside, 3 on the leg, guarding the singles, third man fine leg, and then of course the man square on the boundary for the cut, which goes through the covers, the square back cut. Almost every captain uses this. There's a quick, well-taken single. So Alan Jones scampering up the wicket a bit quicker than he did yesterday when he was run out by East. Miandad overestimated the powers of his sprint. He's certainly no contender for an Olympic title these days, but nevertheless pretty lively. There's the new slimline Hopkins, down to a comfortable 12 stone. Goodish delivery, but no pace. It bounced before it got to a wicketkeeper, Humphreys. Standing back, you'll note, who needn't be on this wicket, but using the wicketkeeper, as they do so often, as an extra slip, leg slip or first slip. He's saving runs, really. That's the pattern. The deep square third man placed there for that run-saving shot. Half yard, a little bit worried umpire half yard about the follow-on on the wicket. Certainly making a small swing. And those great piles of sawdust, you notice, have never been once required. The ball has been perfectly dry the whole of this delightful afternoon. It opened up around about 1 o'clock. The ground was drying very quickly indeed, a lot of work being done. The crowd began to come in and greatly increased in size. Inchmore. Just indicates how slow-paced these wickets are, the ball not really carrying to the wicketkeeper. It's a sort of wicket you don't expect the batting side to top 200 easily on this, even when they're going well. So 170 is a useful total. King Henry VIII school behind there. Heads will roll. No doubt, if Glamorgan failed to get the total. Venerable Inchmore, slightly greying. Birkinshaw. '41, came from Leicester, assistant coach to the Basil D'Oliveira and team coach, and of course player, a competent batsman. And Turner applauding his bowler's maiden over. So 3 overs, 3 runs. Ridgin to Jones. Certainly getting more swing than any bowler has done so far, even the Glamorgan bowlers. He makes that ball move. It's a question of just angling that seam against the right smooth side against the air, and it pulls on the seam, pulls it across. That's good delivery. Well, that was heard just across on the sugar loaf, I think, on the top of the mountain. Good delivery. It's coming back in. Not so far out. At half-yard D is the umpire. End of the 4th over, 4 runs on the board. We are enjoying beautiful weather here, not so good over the country, so let's nip over to David Parry-Jones and see what's happening elsewhere in the John Players League.
Yes, some good news, Wilfred, some bad. The top game, Gloucester against Leicestershire there, has been abandoned, sadly. Lancashire against Derbyshire. Derbyshire 163 for 9 at tea after 40 overs. Another abandonment at Lord's, Middlesex against Hampshire. Runs for Alan Jones. And Northamptonshire against Nottinghamshire, another of the abandoned games on this damp Sunday. Somerset against Essex. Essex at tea, 97 for 4, 23 overs. Sussex against Surrey. There was due to be an inspection of the wicket there just a few minutes ago. We don't have news from there yet, from Hove. And the final sad note, Warwickshire against Yorkshire, another abandoned game.
Five on the board, 4 overs. We're in the 5th over. And with the Surrey-Sussex match, if they do elect to play, they can, just to remind you, the followers of the John Players League, it can be a 10-over contest, and that's really a sudden death. You want to win the toss on that, put the opposition in, and a pretty good victory usually. Oh, he's picked that one up nicely. Quick-footed hook, certain 4. First 4 of the Glamorgan innings. Total moves to 9. And this is the 5th over bowled. And the overall target, 171. It's a shot which is the most prolific in this sort of low-paced wicket, the hook and the cut, but particularly the hook. A useful 5 runs from that total wicket over, taking the total to 10. 5 overs completed. So let's go back to David Parry-Jones sitting in a nice quiet corner in the corner.
And our afternoon of summer sport on BBC Two Wales continues with a trip back to the mouth of the River Teifi at Cardigan, where it's finals time in the Welsh Monohull Championship powerboat racing. First to go, the up to 750cc boats, and so we can look forward to what is usually a tranquil stretch of water being churned up in grand style. To see the first title being decided, let's join commentator Richard Davis.
The final of the up to 750s, the NEs, and what a dramatic final this is going to be. The man with top points at the moment is number 47, Mick Chick, at the far end of the pontoon, the plumber from Harrow. In second spot at the moment, we have number 65 just reversing his boat in. The drama here is that Malcolm Williams, who comes from Cardigan, his starter failed. They've managed to fit one, and he's gone into the pontoon just with a few seconds to spare. Third at the moment is number 97, also from Cardigan, Adrian Morse. In fourth position, the reigning champion, number 82, Jonathan Jones, lives in Cardigan, and he is the reigning champion and the record holder in 1980, the World Championship holder in 1980. Jonathan Jones there not having a very good day, but to be fair, he said he got the wrong propellers fitted to his craft, so he certainly is challenging hard and doing his very best. All the rest of them very quiet, waiting there. The starter's flag is ready. Will Mick Chick from London make it 3 wins in a row? Up they go. Has Malcolm Williams got away with a good start? Malcolm Williams is going away there in with the rest of them. He's on the outside. It's number 50 that's making a staggering start. Andrew Elliott. Elliott makes a beautiful start. And the up to 750s. This is the final in the Gateway Building Society Monohull Welsh Boat Championship. As they go towards the bottom boys there, it's a tremendous challenge from them all. 3 boats very close together. It's 47 Mick Chick who comes out the leader, having gone a little wide. Everybody gets round the buoy there, boats scanning over the water. The River Teifi here being churned up quite a little bit as Mick Chick. This is a tight one. This is going to be a very tight one indeed. It's Mick Chick there that's just in the lead, but there are 3 boats there that could take the lead coming into this buoy. This is going to be dramatic. Mick Chick takes it. It's 50. Mick Chick drops back. It's number 50 there, Andrew Elliott, that's into the lead. Elliott is in the lead, who comes from Batnell in Berkshire. And so Elliott takes the lead, number 50. The man who has finished third on the first heat is now in the lead. 47 Mick Chick's in second place. Number 82, the champion Jonathan Jones, 24 years of age, is in third spot, and number 97 Adrian Morse, who's only 21, finds himself in fourth position. This looks like being the race. This is the final for the up to 750s as they nod their way up the water, and a dramatic situation here with number 50, who's finished third in the first race. Andrew Elliott in that lead, rounds the buoy. Elliott in the lead, 82 then the champion, just in third place. 47 Mick Chick in second spot. 47 Mick Chick there in second spot, taking the outside water, going down the outside with number 50 there, Andrew Elliott in the lead. Lap 2 of the 15. Lap 2 of the 15, Andrew Elliott in the lead. Mick Chick running wide. Mick Chick running wide, comes in tight on the buoy. 2 together, followed by another 2. Certainly the 4th and 5th positions are very hotly contested as well. And Elliott in the lead, and a challenge coming up here, really close challenge. 47, 82, Jonathan Jones coming out. Jonathan Jones trying very hard indeed. as they come into the boy, and it's going to be a change of leaders. 47 Mick Chick there from Elliott, and 82 Jonathan Jones. They're in line express there as they go down the course. This is really dramatic, and the Gateway Welsh Monohull Championship, the up to 750s, are really fighting it out. There is no clear leader. Dramatic racing here on the Tybee. Andrew Elliott just leads there from 82 Jonathan Jones, the champion. The reigning champion, Jonathan Jones from Cardigan, heading up this tremendous challenge, and also with him, number 47, the man that's won 2 of the heats so far this afternoon, Mick Chick. Somebody nearly turned over there, one boat really try, and a dramatic piece of recovery there, and that is 65 Malcolm Williams. Malcolm Williams there, who had his starter fail just before the actual lineup on the pontoon, is now challenging hard in 4th position. Mick Chick is in 3rd place, number 47. It's 50, Andrew Elliott. Bracknell in Berkshire is where he comes from. Member of the Johnson Jetsam team in 1980. Won the 1980 Bristol Internationals. First at Amsterdam. He's been 2nd in the Brussels International to, in fact, teammate Mick Chick, number 47, who is in 3rd spot at the moment. And this man, Elliott, number 50, that was leading just now, and this is tight, in fact, has been competing since he was a junior when he won many titles. And this is tight stuff coming up into the void, and on the inside, oh, everybody has to rule out Chick. 82 then, Jones the champion. Jonathan Jones, the champion, number 82, has suddenly come absolutely good. He is in the middle, and Mick Chick, number 47, is on the left. And so the order changes again, and it's Jonathan Jones now, the reigning champion, that has gone up into the lead. 24 years of age, 8 years racing. He's been competing nationally for the last 5 years. He's going into Formula One class in catamarans with a 2-litre, 200 horsepower boat. And this is his only race in the NE class in 1981. The first time he's been out in 81 and the last. So the reigning champion really is trying everything and coming up with a tremendous result here at the moment. He's on the inside as they come up to the boy, the top boy, and it's going to be, there we are, it is Elliott just in the lead. Oh, is he? Jonathan Jones then on the inside. Elliott goes into the lead. Elliott goes into the lead, number 50. Elliott up into the lead now. He led for the first 4 laps, 6 laps completed, and Jones there led on lap 5, and now it's Elliott leading, number 50, as they go round the bottom buoy, and Jones takes the inside, and this is brilliant motoring by these lads. Elliott, a veteran competitor since he was a youngster. Jonathan Jones on the side nearest to you, and certainly the back markers are going to cause a few problems. They're coming up on a back marker. They've only got 100 yards to go to the buoy, and there we are. Number 50 is in that lead, where that back marker is going to be. Oh, what brilliant driving by Jones. Brilliant driving by Jones, number 82. How he got past that back marker, I will never know. Andrew Elliott, though, still heads up the lead, and they are certainly motoring on, driving splendidly. And Elliott, number 50, is, well, cracking on so beautifully at the moment. And number 82, Jonathan Jones, who is lying 2nd, is showing exactly why. As they crisscross, they're coming out from the bottom buoy. Back markers, race leaders, they are all there. And Jonathan Jones is showing us why he is the champion. And what a beautiful piece of driving. They are together, coming up to the top buoy on the inside there. Turn, Jones on the outside, inside is Elliott, number 50. Inside is Elliott, number 50, 47 then Mick Chick is moving up well. 65 Malcolm Williams, the local driver, is there in what, 4th position at the moment. 8 of the 15 laps completed. Chick is number 47. Jones there at the present moment, number 82. Chick, number 47. Tipped to do very well here today. 2 wins under his belt already. and indeed he can afford to come third and still win here, we reckon, on our calculations at the moment. And the leaders are crisscrossing each other. They are all superb driving. 82, Jonathan Jones, the reigning champion, won the World Championship in 1980. But it's Elliott, and Chick is up to second. Chick just going up, there's Chick, number 47, Mick Chick there, number 47, going up into second place now. Mick Chick going up into second place, and Elliott, number 50 there, is still holding on to this lead with Jonathan Jones, the reigning champion from Cardigan, back now into third spot. Fourth position, we've got number 65, Malcolm Williams from the Tybee Boating Club, and competing well, and there is all manner of things. We've got boats upside down at the bottom buoy, but the leaders are still in one piece and still going. The rescue boat's going down at the moment, and the race leader, or should I say leaders, because there's two of them in the lead at the moment. It's suddenly come alive, the Tybee Boating Club's Gateway Building Society Championship. Just look at this, it's Elliott, it's Chick 47, it's Chick 47 in second place. Then we move on to third place boat, and it's number 69, Derek Scarborough, the old fox from Windsor, has moved up now into third place. Third place then for Derek Scarborough, and 47, Mick Chick, is making sure he's moved up now to second place, and despite the fact that's all the only position he needs to finish, he is making a tremendous race of it. And the race leader there, number 50, Andrew Elliott, just holding him off, comes from Bracknell in Berkshire. He competed since he was a junior. He won many junior championships. And this sort of competition, we've got to end up with somebody coming out from it, because they really have been dicing so close. 47, Mick Chick, number 50 is Elliott as they round the top buoy. Coming round the top buoy, it is still Elliott from Mick Chick, number 47. Then it's 69, right in there with them, Derek Scarborough in his 40s. What a competition between these three. Number 50, Elliott, Mick Chick, number 47, and number 69, Derek Scarborough, the old fox, who always finishes fourth or fifth, but looks like doing a third here at the moment. And certainly, it looks like we've lost Malcolm Williams, the local driver, in that coming together at the bottom buoy, but certainly the leaders coming up towards us. Beautiful motoring as they are driving on foot-operated throttles, forward and reverse gears. Choice of propellers is so important. You can go powerboat racing like this, it will cost you about £3,000 for a complete outfit. But there's Mick Chick, number 47, in second place. Jonathan there, number 82, is in fourth position. 69 is Derek Scarborough, still in third place. 12 of the 15 laps completed, and they are motoring so very well. Some of these lads have started with second-hand boats, some of them have bought new ones, and they are really going so very, very well. Rescue boats working hard in amongst the rest of the problems, and certainly there the race leader, and it looks like we've got an injured driver in the water there, but the rescue boats have now got him out. Brilliant piece of work there by these lads to give up their time at the weekends. And back to the leader, and it's Andrew Elliott from Bracknell in Berkshire. 47, Mick Chick is very close up there. 69 then is Derek Scarborough, who is losing contact just a little, and 82, Jonathan Jones, who is very close indeed to number 69, Derek Scarborough. There's no doubt about it that those two are close. So it looks like the leaders have established themselves. Is Mick Chick, number 47, going to make this big challenge? 2 more laps to go before the end of the Gateway Monohull Championships, the Welsh Monohull Championships, for the NE class up to 750 cc's, and they come up under the lee of the land there, finding a little cleaner water. It is Elliott, number 50, with the red and white boat there, that turns first from number 47, Mick Chick, with the Bristol Yamaha. And certainly there, Andrew Elliott with another Bristol Yamaha. The Yamaha engines coming very much into dominance in 1981. 1980 was the year of the Suzukis, and 1979 that of the Mercury. So here we have Yamaha's first and second at this moment, and also in third place with Derek Scarborough. Mick Chick has only got to come second. He can win the Gateway 750cc class Welsh Monohull Championship very easily. He's got 800 points already. He only needs to finish second, and the way he is powering on now, he is still making a tremendous race of it and is not prepared to let Andrew Elliott get away with it at all. Andrew's going to finish some little way down because he's only scored some 324 points at the moment, but certainly Mick Chick, number 47, in second spot there, going after Elliott, number 50, taking different lines towards the bottom boys there. And certainly that was such a race, a brilliant race there, with the overall winner, of course, number 50, Andrew Elliott, who takes 400 points. Second, number 47, Mick Chick, who takes a total of 360 points. Third overall, we have number 69, Derek Scarborough, who takes 320 points. But with his total of 1,160 points, Mick Chick wins the Gateway Welsh Monohull Championship for NE boats up to 750cc's in one of the most superb races that we have ever seen, and certainly the best race on the River Tybee.
And we second that. Well, there will be one more visit to Cardigan and the Monohull Championships, this time for the up to 850cc final in about 15 minutes' time. So now we're back with Glamorgan's reply to Worcestershire's 170 in their sunshine-favoured John Player League fixture at Abergavenny. Now, when you were last here with us, Glamorgan were just out of single figures, and the bats of John Hopkins and Alan Jones were sounding very mellow, but there have been runs and a wicket since then. Your commentator at this point is Ron Jones.
The one wicket, in fact, David, that of John Hopkins, who was out for 20. And this is the wicket falling, in fact, John Hopkins, who'd been going very well at that stage, not quite getting over a ball from Jim Coombs, who was bowling his first over, and he's caught by Jackie Birkinshaw at backward point. And it's Coombs now bowling to Alan Jones, who's on 8. The non-striker, Arthur Francis, yet to get off the mark, 30. For one wicket, Glamorgan, 10 overs gone at the same stage. I can tell you that Worcester was 39, but they'd lost 2 wickets. So, single to Alan Jones. So Glamorgan at the moment scoring at around 3 and over, and the required rate something just over 4 and over. Jim Coombs, former professional goalkeeper with West Bromwich Albion and Aston Villa, Worcester City, bowling to Arthur Francis. Jim Coombs, who finished his career with Worcester City, started his cricket career with Lancashire, then moved to Surrey, made his debut for Worcester in 1972. Phil Neal doing the fielding. Phil Neal, who made 15 in the Worcester innings, potted about a little bit, never really got to grips with things. The end of Jim Coombs' second over. So Glamorgan requiring 171 to win, and this is the start they've made. 31 for 1, 11 overs bowled, and the batsman out, John Hopkins, for 20. And the bowler at this end, Jackie Birkinshaw, in his first season with Worcester, now 41 years old, having joined Worcester from Leicestershire, not re-engaged by Leicestershire at the end of last season, and he's bowling to Alan Jones. Ted Hemsley doing the fielding, another professional footballer. So Worcester have, by my count, 4 professional footballers in their ranks, with Phil Neal, a fullback for Lincoln City, Ted Hemsley, Jim Coombs, and also Paul Pridgeon. In contrast, Glamorgan have 4 rugby players. Make of that what you will. And you can pick out the 4 yourselves. Arthur Francis, certainly one of them, the batsman at the moment. John Hopkins, Barry Lloyd. Ivan Jones, who has a rugby playing fame at Pontedillice. Arthur Francis still to get off the mark. Not looked too happy so far. And a little bit of turn in the wicket certainly for Jackie Birkinshaw. Certainly Barry Lloyd, when he bowled in the Worcester innings, got a little turn, but the wicket has dried out since then. And the end of a very good over by Jackie Birkinshaw. His second over, 0 for 4, his figures so far. We've already had John Inchmore and Paul Pridgeon, and that's the situation at the moment. 32 for 1, Arthur Francis number 3, Alan Jones number 1. 12 overs have been bowled. John Inchmore 4 overs, 2 maidens 0 for 9, Paul Pridgeon 4 overs, no maidens 0 for 16. And now it's Jim Coombs. Alan Jones. Joined the staff in 1955, Alan Jones. Leg by, Phil Neal in quickly. Not picking up. So the total on to 33. Jim Coombs, big tall man. Best bowling in the John Player League. 3 for 13 against Middlesex at Worcester in 1978. And Arthur Francis off the mark. And what better way than with a 6. A magnificent shot. Picked it up beautifully, and he'll feel all the better for that. And here it is, picking it up quite beautifully. Timing absolutely perfect, and that should settle him a little. Away swinger. Sunshine back with us again. We had half an hour or so where it got a little cold and cloudy, but the sun here again now. Phil Neal kept busy in the covers. Last ball this over. Shot. John Inchmore doing the fielding. One more run to Arthur Francis. John Inchmore, who opened the bowling. 4 overs, 2 maidens, 0 for 9. His figures, the end then of Jim Coombs' third over. 1 for 8, his figure so far, and the total at the end of the 13th over, 40 for 1. Morgan needing 171 to win. Norman Gifford, who handed over the captaincy to Glenn Turner this season. Birkinshaw just a little short, giving Arthur Francis time to move on to the back foot. Ted Hemsley doing the fielding. 2 runs to Arthur Francis. It's Ted Hemsley.
Bring it back. Yeah, okay, Doc.
Alan Jones scuttling back. Again, Ted Hemsley doing the fielding. Jackie Birkinshaw bowling round the wicket to the right-hander. Runs there for Francis, quite in the direction he intended. And good bit of fielding by Alan Ormrod. But 2 runs to Arthur Francis. Arthur Francis moves on to 11. Alan Jones on 10, so Francis has overtaken him. The total 44 for 1. This is the 13th over. That one on with the arm. Arthur Francis playing for a little turn, and he's bowled. So let's have a look at it again. Arthur Francis starting to go forward, playing for a little turn, and the ball going on with the arm, perhaps keeping a little low as well, but certainly comprehensively bowled. Francis on his way back to the pavilion, out for 11, bowled Jackie Birkinshaw. And now the man who really can set this game